Welcome to HFY Galactic Tale, where humanity rises beyond myth and becomes a living legend across the vast galaxy. If you enjoy immersive, powerful science fiction stories, please like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comments for more epic long-form tales. The Galactic Council Hall floated in deep space, shining like a silver crown above a blue star. It was the place where powerful civilizations met. Wars had ended here. Empires had risen here. Every species in the galaxy respected this hall. Today the Council was waiting for something new. Humanity. For the first time, the humans of planet Earth had been invited to official first contact. Around the great circular chamber, alien delegates whispered among themselves. Tall insect-like beings clicked their mandibles. Scaled diplomats adjusted glowing robes. Artificial minds hummed softly inside metal bodies. Most of them shared the same thought. Humans are weak. They come from a single planet system, said Ambassador Krell of the Zarthian Empire. His voice echoed through the hall. No galactic colonies. No known advanced weapons. Several delegates nodded. They barely left their own star, another alien said. Primitive compared to us. At the center of the hall, a holographic display showed Earth, green, blue, and fragile. The Council had studied humans for years. Wars, pollution, internal conflict. A young species always fighting itself. No one expected much. A soft tone rang out. Human delegation arriving, announced the hall's AI. The massive doors opened. The humans entered. They were disappointing. No giant war machines. No energy shields. Just a small group of humans wearing simple dark uniforms. No visible weapons. No glowing armor. They walked calmly, not impressed, not afraid. At the front walked a human male with gray hair and tired eyes. His name was Ambassador Elias Grant. He looked around the hall slowly, meeting alien eyes without fear. The whispers grew louder. That's it, someone muttered. They don't even bow, another said. The human delegation stopped at the center platform. Ambassador Grant gave a small nod. We thank the Galactic Council for this invitation, he said calmly. We come in peace. The word caused soft laughter across the hall. Krell leaned forward. Ambassador Grant of Earth, he said. Your species is young. The galaxy is old. You are here to learn your place. Grant did not react. He simply listened. Tell us, Krell continued, what does humanity offer the galaxy? Grant paused for a moment. Friendship, he said. Trade, knowledge, and respect. More laughter. Respect. Krell said. You have not earned that. Grant smiled faintly. Respect is not taken, he replied. It is given, or lost. The Council ignored the comment. Instead, glowing scanners activated around the human ships docked outside the hall. The Council wanted data. Weapons. Power levels. Threat assessment. The screens lit up. Then froze. Numbers spiked, then vanished. That's strange, said a technician species. The scans are incomplete. Run them again, Krell ordered. The scans restarted. Same result. Blank spaces. Missing data. Like something was there, but hidden. Are they using cloaking? Someone asked. No, the technician replied, confused. This is not cloaking. It's like the data refuses to exist. Krell waved it away. Primitive errors. Humans barely understand galactic tech. Grant watched quietly. He said nothing. The Council moved on. They questioned humans about technology. Humans answered simply. They spoke of engines, energy, communication. Nothing impressive. Nothing threatening. Too simple. Too clean. One alien scientist, small and thin, frowned. Their answers are correct, she said. But limited. As if they are hiding, Krell interrupted. Or lying. Grant finally spoke again. We were invited for peace, he said gently. Not judgment. Peace requires trust, Krell replied. And trust requires honesty. Grant nodded once. Then allow me to be honest. The hall went quiet. We are not new to conflict, Grant said. We are not strangers to war. That is why we choose peace. Krell scoffed. Every weak species says that. Grant's eyes hardened, not with anger but with something colder. We are here because we learned restraint, he said. Not because we lack strength. Silence followed. Then laughter returned, louder than before. Krell stood. The Council will decide your future place in the galaxy. Until then your movement will be limited. Grant bowed his head slightly. That would be unwise. Krell's smile faded. Is that a threat? No, Grant replied calmly. It's a warning. The human delegation turned and walked back toward the exit. As the doors closed, the alien scientist stared at the frozen scan data again. Hidden layers. Impossible gaps. She whispered to herself, "What are you?" Outside the hall, the human ships powered up silently. Deep within one vessel, a sealed system awakened, ancient, patient, and dangerous. Humanity had come in peace. But the galaxy had already made its first mistake. The human ships drifted away from the Galactic Council Hall in perfect silence. No bright engines. No energy trails. They moved like shadows against the stars. Inside the council chamber, the mood was confident. "They are leaving," Ambassador Krell said with satisfaction. As expected. A weak species knows when to step back. Several delegates agreed. To them, the humans had shown nothing special. No power. No fear. No threat. Only words. But not everyone was convinced. Scientist Lyreth stood quietly near the data consoles. She stared at the scan results again and again. Every time she checked, the same thing appeared. Gaps. Impossible gaps. "The scans are still incomplete," she said carefully. "Their ships are masking something." Krell turned toward her. "We already discussed this. Human technology is simple. The error is ours." Lyreth hesitated. "With respect, Ambassador, our scanners can read inside neutron stars. They have never failed like this." Krell waved his hand. "You are overthinking it. Humans are a minor species. End of discussion." The council moved on to other matters. But Lyreth did not. Ambassador Elias Grant stood alone in a quiet observation room. Stars stretched endlessly before him. Behind him, Commander Reyes spoke softly. "They underestimated us. Just like before." Grant nodded. "They always do. Should we tell them?" Reyes asked. Grant shook his head. "No. Not yet." He looked at the stars, remembering. Humanity had learned a hard lesson long ago. Power shown too early invited fear. Fear invited war. And war changed everything. 3 cycles later, the Galactic Council summoned the humans again. This time the tone was different. Formal. Cold. The humans arrived just as calmly as before. Krell spoke first. "The Council has decided to evaluate humanity further." "Evaluate how?" Grant asked. "Through observation," Krell replied. "And testing." The word testing echoed through the hall. "We will examine your technology," Krell continued. "Your history. Your military capacity." Grant's face remained neutral. "We agreed to peaceful contact." "And this is peaceful," Krell said. "Unless you have something to hide." The council activated a massive holographic field. Images of Earth appeared: wars, cities, explosions, ruined lands. "You fight your own kind constantly," Krell said. "A divided species cannot survive the galaxy." Grant watched the images silently. "Yes," he said at last. "We fought. We learned." "Your history shows violence," another delegate said. "Aggression." Grant nodded again. "Correct." The council expected excuses. They did not expect honesty. "We are not proud of our past," Grant said. "But it shaped our future." "And what future is that?" Krell asked. "One where we choose restraint," Grant replied. The council exchanged amused looks. "Restraint is weakness," Krell said. Grant did not argue. After the session, Lyreth secretly accessed the deep archives. Ancient records. Old wars. Forgotten enemies. She searched for patterns that matched the strange scan gaps. Then she found it. A classified record marked prior extinction event. The file was damaged. Nearly erased. It described an unknown species that once fought an ancient galactic threat. A species that used impossible technology. A species that disappeared after winning. The description chilled her. Bipedal. Fragile-looking. Adaptive. Dangerously creative. Her breath caught. "This can't be," she whispered. The record had a single symbol where the species name should be. Not a word. A warning. The council grew impatient. Humanity refused to show advanced weapons. Refused to share military blueprints. Refused to submit to full scans. Krell saw this as disobedience. "They are defying us," he said angrily. "They must be controlled." Lyreth stepped forward. "Ambassador, I strongly advise caution." Krell glared at her. "You are a scientist, not a politician." "Then listen to the science," she replied. "Humans are hiding something far beyond our understanding." The hall grew quiet. Krell leaned closer. Are you suggesting we fear them? I am suggesting we respect them, Lyreth said. Krell laughed. Respect is earned. Yes, she replied softly. And sometimes earned long before we realize. The council voted. Restrictions were placed on human movement. Their ships were surrounded by patrol fleets. Trade was suspended. A message was sent to Ambassador Grant. This is for your own safety, Krell said. Grant read the message carefully. Then he closed his eyes. They chose this, Rhea said quietly. Grant opened his eyes. Not yet, he replied. But they are close. Outside, alien warships locked targeting systems, not firing but watching. Human ships did not react. They simply waited. Grant requested one final address to the council. Reluctantly they agreed. Grant stood before them once more. We did not come to conquer, he said. We did not come to rule. Krell folded his arms. Then accept your place. Grant shook his head. That is the one thing we cannot do. Why? Krell demanded. Grant's voice was calm, steady, and heavy with truth. Because the last time we did, the galaxy burned. Silence fell. Even Krell hesitated. Grant continued. You see a young species, he said. You see weakness. But you are looking at the aftermath, not the beginning. Krell narrowed his eyes. Empty words. Grant looked directly at him. Then do not force us to prove them, he said. The transmission ended. Deep within the alien fleet, weapon systems flickered. Just for a second. Engine readings spiked, then normalized. Technicians blamed glitches. But Lyreth felt fear for the first time. She looked at the human ships. They had not moved. They had not powered weapons. They had not threatened anyone. Yet something ancient had stirred. And for the first time the galaxy felt it. Humanity was not preparing for war. They were preparing to end one. The small flicker inside the alien fleet passed in seconds. Most officers ignored it. But Lyreth did not. She stood alone in the monitoring chamber, watching energy graphs settle back into normal levels. Her hands trembled slightly. That was not a glitch, she whispered. No alien technology behaved like that. Not without cause. She opened a private channel and accessed the ancient file again, the one marked Extinction Event. The more she read, the worse it became. Long before the current Galactic Council existed, the galaxy had faced destruction. An enemy without form. Without mercy. Without limits. It consumed stars. It erased civilizations. Entire sectors vanished. The record said the galaxy had united. Thousands of species fought together. They failed. Then another force arrived. A young species, unknown and unregistered. They did not ask permission. They did not join the council. They fought alone. Their weapons bent reality. Their ships ignored known physics. Their soldiers adapted faster than machines. And when the enemy was destroyed, that species disappeared. No bodies. No ruins. No records. Only silence. Lyreth reached the final line of the file. If they return, do not provoke them. Her breath caught. They didn't disappear, she said softly. They hid. On the human flagship, the mood was tense but controlled. Ambassador Grant sat with senior commanders in a dim briefing room. A single hologram showed the surrounding alien fleet. They are increasing patrol density, Commander Reyes said. Weapons are still on standby. Grant nodded. They want control without responsibility. And if they fire? Another officer asked. Grant did not answer immediately. If they fire, he said slowly, we end this misunderstanding. Silence followed. Total reveal? Reyes asked. Grant closed his eyes for a moment. Memories passed through his mind, burning skies, broken worlds, decisions that cost billions of lives. No, he said. Not yet. He looked up. Humanity does not strike first, he said. That is why we still exist. Ambassador Krell was losing patience. They ignore us, he growled. They refuse compliance. They have not attacked, one delegate pointed out. They are insulting us, Krell replied. Their silence is defiance. The council voted again. This time the decision was harsher. Human vessels would be boarded. For inspection, Krell announced. Lyreth stood suddenly. No. Every eye turned toward her. You do not have authority, Krell began. I have knowledge, she said firmly. And if you board those ships, you will not like what you find. Krell laughed coldly. You fear ghosts and stories. Those stories saved the galaxy once, Lyreth said. Krell leaned forward. And now the galaxy belongs to us. The order was given. Boarding teams prepared. Grant received the transmission. Boarding in one cycle. He read it once. Then he handed it to Reyes. They crossed the line, Reyes said. Grant nodded. Send a reply. A short message was transmitted to the council. Do not board our ships. That was all. Krell scoffed when he read it. Arrogant, he said. Proceed. Alien boarding craft detached from the fleet. They moved toward the human flagship, weapons powered but inactive. Inside the human ship, systems woke fully. Not loudly. Not violently. Quietly. Ancient systems long asleep opened their eyes. Human crew members did not panic. They moved with calm precision. This is Captain Hayes, a human voice said over internal comms. Initiate containment protocol only. No lethal force. Yes, Captain, came the reply. The alien boarding craft docked. Airlocks opened. The alien stepped inside. The corridor lights were soft. The walls smooth and white. No guards. No resistance. Strange, one alien officer said. No security. They moved forward. Then the doors closed behind them. Not locked. Just gone. The corridor shifted. Walls moved without sound. Paths changed. Alien scanners failed. Command, we are disoriented, the officer said. The ship is. The signal cut. Inside the alien fleet, panic began. Boarding teams stopped responding. Sensors failed to track movement inside human ships. Energy readings spiked and vanished again. Krell stood furious. What is happening? Lyrith whispered, exactly what the records warned us about. Krell turned on her. Explain. She faced him. Humans are not showing strength, she said. They are showing restraint. And if that restraint ends? Another delegate asked. Lyrith swallowed. Then the galaxy will remember why they left. Grant opened a channel to the council. His face appeared calm but his eyes were hard. Your boarding teams are safe, he said. They are contained. Krell slammed his claws on the console. Release them immediately. Grant shook his head. No. You dare. We warned you, Grant said quietly. More than once. Krell leaned forward. What are you? Grant paused. Then he spoke words that froze the room. We are the reason the galaxy still exists. Silence. Grant continued. We came back to see if the galaxy had learned, he said. So far, it has not. The transmission ended. Inside the human ship, the alien boarding teams were escorted, not dragged, not harmed, into comfortable containment rooms. They were given air, light, food. No chains. No threats. One alien officer stared at the human guard. You could destroy us, he said. The human looked at him calmly. Yes, he replied. That's why we won't. Far across the stars, something ancient stirred. Not because humanity had returned, but because the galaxy had provoked them. And for the first time in thousands of years, humanity prepared, not for conquest, but for inevitable consequence. The Galactic Council Hall had never been this quiet. Screens showed the human ships, calm and unmoving, surrounded by alien fleets that now looked uncertain. For the first time in centuries, the balance of power felt unstable. Ambassador Krell stood at the center, his confidence cracking. They are bluffing, he said. They must be. But his voice lacked strength. Lyrith did not answer. She was staring at a new data stream appearing on her console. Unauthorized. Unstoppable. Human. Her eyes widened. They are not attacking us, she said slowly. They are overriding our systems. Krell snapped toward her. Impossible. Yet one by one reports flooded in. Weapon locks disengaged. Targeting arrays went blind. Fleet communication lagged by seconds, then minutes. The most advanced military in the galaxy was being gently turned off. On the human flagship, Ambassador Grant watched the same data. Limit the override, he ordered. No permanent damage. Yes, sir, replied Captain Hayes. Human hands moved across holographic controls that looked simple, but were not. Their technology did not overpower alien systems. It understood them, adapted to them, then quietly took control. We could shut down their entire fleet in 30 seconds, Reyes said. Grant nodded. But we won't. Why not end this now? Another officer asked. Grant's voice was steady. Because fear creates enemies, he said. Understanding creates peace. He paused. And we already have enough enemies in the dark. In the alien command ships, officers shouted over failing comms. Primary weapons offline. Navigation unstable. Command, we can't lock targets. Some captains tried to retreat. Their ships did not respond. They were not trapped. They were being held. Like children caught misbehaving. Krell watched the reports with growing horror. "This is an act of war," he shouted. Lyreth turned toward him. "No," she said. "This is restraint." She stepped forward. "You wanted to board their ships," she said. "You wanted to control them. This is the result." Krell clenched his claws. "Then force them to stop." "With what?" she asked quietly. He had no answer. The lights in the council hall dimmed. A new transmission forced itself onto every screen. Ambassador Grant appeared again. But this time he was not alone. Behind him stood a vast hologram. Not a weapon. A memory. It showed a galaxy in flames. Worlds breaking. Stars collapsing. Civilizations screaming into silence. The council gasped. "This is classified history," one delegate whispered. "No," Grant said calmly. "This is erased history." The image shifted. Human ships, ancient versions, fought a darkness that consumed everything. Alone. Grant's voice remained level. "The enemy you forgot nearly ended all life," he said. "We stopped it." Krell stared. "Why didn't you stay?" Grant's eyes hardened. "Because the galaxy feared us more than extinction," he replied. Silence crushed the hall. Krell tried one last move. "Humanity cannot police the galaxy," he said. "You have no authority." Grant nodded slowly. "You are correct," he said. "We don't want authority." He leaned closer to the camera. "But we will defend existence." The hologram changed again. Deep space. Far beyond council territory. Something massive stirred. An ancient shape, barely visible, moving between stars. Lyreth recognized it instantly. "The Devourer," she whispered. "It's waking up." Grant looked at the council. "Your weapons woke it," he said. "Your energy test. Your fleet movements." Krell's voice shook. That thing is a myth." Grant shook his head. "No," he said. "It's a reminder." The council chamber erupted in panic. "What do we do? How do we stop it? Our fleets are useless." Grant raised one hand. Silence fell. "We will handle it," he said. Krell stared in disbelief. "After everything we did, you would still help us?" Grant answered without hesitation. "Yes." "Why?" Krell asked. Grant's voice softened but grew heavier. "Because if we don't," he said, "there will be no one left to regret this mistake." Human ships began to move. Not aggressively. Purposefully. Alien fleets parted instinctively, their systems still under human control. Lyreth watched in awe. "They're not conquering," she whispered. "They're leading." Krell sank into his seat. For the first time he understood. Humanity was never weak. They were careful. The Devourer moved. Entire star systems felt it before they saw it. Space twisted around its massive form. Light bent. Sensors screamed in panic and then went silent. Alien fleets froze in fear. Weapons meant to crack planets did nothing. Shields built over centuries collapsed in seconds. "This is impossible," an alien admiral whispered. "It survived before?" "Yes," Lyreth said softly. "Because we failed." But humanity had not. Human vessels exited hyperspace in perfect formation. No massive numbers. No overwhelming force. Just enough. Grant stood on the bridge, hands behind his back. "All fleets," he said calmly, "engage suppression only. Do not provoke." Alien observers watched in disbelief. The humans were not charging. They were containing. The Devourer sensed them. A wave of dark energy surged outward, tearing through space. Alien ships caught in the wave vanished instantly. Human ships did not. Their shields absorbed the attack, bending and reshaping the energy like water around stone. "How?" an alien captain cried. Lyreth stared at the readings. "They are not blocking it," she said. "They are understanding it." Human ships responded, not with lasers, not with missiles, but with something older. Space itself shifted. Invisible fields wrapped around the Devourer, slowing it, anchoring it. The entity screamed. A sound that echoed through every mind in the galaxy. Many aliens collapsed in pain. Humans stood firm. "They've fought this thing before," Krell whispered. "They planned for it." Grant's voice echoed across human channels. "Phase 1 complete," he said. "Begin memory lock." Massive human structures unfolded from their ships, constructs hidden for thousands of years. Not weapons. Prisons? The Galactic Council could only watch. Humanity was not saving just one world. They were saving everything. Alien fleets tried to assist, but their weapons were useless. Human ships guided them instead. Hold position, human commanders instructed. Follow our signal. Do not fire. For the first time in galactic history, aliens followed human orders without question. The Devourer fought back. A tendril of darkness struck a human cruiser. The ship cracked. Alarms blared. Alien observers gasped. They can bleed, someone whispered. Grant's jaw tightened. Rescue teams, he ordered immediately. Human shuttles rushed in. They saved every survivor. Even as the battle raged. They protect their own, Lyreth said. Even now. Grant watched the damage reports. Humanity had the power to end the Devourer quickly. But doing so would destroy nearby systems. Millions of lives. He would not allow that. Phase 2? Reyes asked. Grant hesitated. Phase 2, he said quietly. Human ships moved closer. Dangerously close. The Devourer reacted with fury. Stars dimmed further. Space cracked. But the human formation held. At the center, a single ship advanced, the oldest one. Hidden since before the Council existed. Krell stared at the designation. That ship, it predates our history. Grant's voice carried across all channels. This is where we ended it last time, he said. And this is where we ended again. Grant opened a channel to the Council. You misjudged us, he said. Not because you are cruel, but because you forgot. Forgot what? Krell asked weakly. Grant answered. That survival is not about power, he said. It is about restraint. The ancient ship activated. The Devourer screamed again, this time in fear. The Devourer collapsed inward like a dying star. Space screamed. Gravity twisted. Time itself felt unstable near the battlefield. Human ships held their positions, forming a massive containment ring around the ancient entity. Every system was pushed to its limit. Containment holding, a human officer reported. Barely, another added. On the bridges of alien ships, fear ruled. Their sensors showed numbers that should not exist. Energy levels beyond logic. Forces that could erase fleets in a heartbeat. And yet, the human ships did not retreat. They stayed, structural integrity falling, Reyes warned. Multiple ships reporting overload. Grant nodded slowly. He had known this moment would come. Redirect excess energy to the core anchors, he ordered. Stabilize the prison. Reyes hesitated. Sir, that will burn out the older ships. Grant did not look away from the display. I know. Human crews understood immediately. No panic. No protest. They had trained for this. Across the fleet, captains gave the same quiet order. Hold position. In the Galactic Council Hall, no one spoke. They watched human ships begin to fail, one by one. Not explode. Just shut down. Drifting, lifeless, but still holding the Devourer in place. They're sacrificing their own fleet, Krell whispered. Lyra shook her head. No, she said softly. They're sacrificing themselves for everyone. Her voice trembled. They could have destroyed us, she continued. They could have ruled us. Krell could not answer. The Devourer sensed its end. It lashed out with everything it had left. Dark waves smashed into the containment field. 3 human ships went silent. Then 5 more. Reyes clenched his fists. We're losing them. Grant closed his eyes for a brief moment. Then he spoke. All remaining ships, he said, voice steady, link consciousness. Reyes froze. Sir, that's forbidden tech. It was forbidden, Grant replied. Before extinction events. Human crews did not question it. They connected. Minds joined across light years. Fear vanished. Pain became shared. Purpose became absolute. For the first time since the ancient war, humanity remembered itself fully. Not nations. Not worlds. One species. The containment field stabilized. The Devourer screamed, not in rage but in terror. It remembers them, Lyreth whispered. Krell felt it too. A pressure in his thoughts. A presence that knew it had lost. At the center of the formation, the ancient human ship glowed brighter than a star. Its core cracked. Energy poured inward, dragging the Devourer with it. Core failure in 60 seconds, Reyes reported quietly. Grant nodded. That's enough. Reyes looked at him. You're staying. Yes, Grant said. You don't have to. I was there the first time, Grant replied. I'll be here the last. He opened a channel to the Council. Grant's image appeared before them. The battle raged behind him. You were wrong about us, he said calmly. But we were wrong about you too. Krell struggled to speak. We judged you. Yes, Grant replied. And we let you. He smiled faintly. Remember this moment, he said. Not our power. Our choice. Lyreth bowed her head. Krell did something no one had ever seen. He bowed too. The ancient ship collapsed inward. The devourer was dragged screaming into nothingness. Light exploded across the stars. Then, silence. No darkness. No enemy. Only drifting wreckage and surviving ships. The devourer was gone. Forever. Human ships slowly disconnected. Many were lost. Many crews gone. But the galaxy still existed. Alien fleets powered down weapons. Some transmitted thanks. Others transmitted apologies. Grant's ship did not respond. It drifted, dark and quiet. Reyes whispered, Sir, did we make it? A moment passed. Then the lights flickered. Grant opened his eyes. Yes, he said softly. We did. The galaxy was saved. But humanity had paid the price. And now every species watched Earth with new eyes. Not as newcomers. Not as weaklings. But as guardians. Because one truth was now clear. Humanity did not protect the galaxy because they ruled it. They protected it because no one else could. Silence spread across the stars. Not the peaceful kind. The heavy kind. The kind that comes after survival. Wreckage drifted where the devourer once existed. Broken human ships floated quietly, their purpose complete. Alien fleets remained motionless, unsure of what to do next. The galaxy was alive. Because humanity had chosen sacrifice. Rescue operations began immediately. Human ships moved slowly, carefully, pulling survivors from the darkness. Alien vessels followed their lead, copying human methods, listening to human commands. No one questioned them now. In the Galactic Council Hall, the delegates sat in stunned silence. For the first time in history, no one argued. No one spoke of power. No one spoke of rank. They had all seen the truth. Ambassador Krell stood before the council. His posture was no longer proud. It was broken. We were wrong, he said. The words felt heavy in his mouth. We judged humanity by appearance, he continued. By history fragments. By fear. He looked down. And we almost destroyed everything because of it. Lyreth stepped forward. The galaxy exists today, she said, because humans chose restraint when they had every reason not to. She turned to the assembled delegates. They are not conquerors, she said. They are survivors. The council voted unanimously. For the first time ever, Ambassador Grant appeared once more on the council's main screen. He looked tired, older, but calm. We will not take your systems, he said. We will not rule your worlds. We will not sit on your throne. The council listened in silence. We came to see what the galaxy had become, Grant continued, and to decide whether it was worth saving again. Krell swallowed. And your decision? Grant paused, then nodded slowly. Yes, he said. It is. Relief swept through the chamber. Krell stepped forward. Humanity should lead the Galactic Council, he said. You have earned it. Grant shook his head immediately. No, he said. The council was shocked. Why? Krell asked. Grant's voice was soft but firm. Because leadership taken by force becomes tyranny, he said. And leadership given becomes responsibility. He looked directly at the camera. You must learn to protect yourselves, he said. Or you will repeat this mistake. Human ships began to leave. Not in triumph. Not in celebration. Quietly. Purposefully. They repaired what they could. They shared defensive knowledge, not weapons but warnings. Then they prepared to disappear again. Lyreth watched the human fleet from her station. Where will they go? She asked softly. Grant answered. To the edge, he said. To the dark places. Where threats are born. Will we see you again? She asked. Grant smiled faintly. If the galaxy survives, he said, you won't need to. New records were written. Not erased. Not hidden. Every species learned the same lesson. Humanity was never weak. They were patient. Schools taught the story of first contact, not as a meeting of equals but as a warning against arrogance. Children across the galaxy learned a single truth. Never judge a species by how peaceful it appears. Far beyond known space, human ships drifted among distant stars. They rebuilt. They watched. They waited. Grant stood once more at a viewport, staring into the endless dark. Reyes approached quietly. They'll remember this, Reyes said. Grant nodded. They always do, he replied. Until they forget again. Reyes asked softly, and if they do? Grant's eyes hardened, not with anger but certainty. Then we return, he said. The galaxy slept that night, safe, unaware of how close it came to extinction, unaware of how much it owed to a quiet species that asked for nothing in return. Because humanity did not rise to rule the galaxy. They rose to protect it. And that is why, when the galaxy speaks of monsters, of gods, of saviors, they do not whisper in fear. They whisper in gratitude. They whisper one name: humanity. The end.